So on this particular hillside covered in deciduous trees, mostly bigleaf maple, there's pretty much four zones. There's at the very top of the slope, which is just out of sight, right at the crest of the slope, basically what you can reach with a hedge trimmer. That is what we would trim annually, just pretty much the new growth that comes off of it. We'd shorten back down and just maintain it as kind of a manicured hedge, which allows views and creates denser foliage coverage along the top of the bluff, helps protect the top of the bluff. People tend not to walk out there especially if there's some Nootka rose or something mixed in there, a little bit thorny, and they tend not to dump stuff over the edge of the bluff, which is a lot better for the bluff usually. In this zone here, we have coppice, which are trees that have grown up into the view, and then we bring them back down to their point of origin on the stump, leaving like a 1 foot tall stump or so. This can be a little bit site specific, and species specific, but for bigleaf maple, we'd leave at least a foot high stump, or whatever it was if it was cut previously, not any lower than that. Here's the pollard. So here's one that's grown up at bigleaf maple, and then we just bring those sprouts back off. That's about 4 years of growth. Those are about 15 feet tall sprouts, 12 to 15 foot tall sprouts. And then there's varying degrees of pollard. We move on down slope. Here's the one we showed earlier. It was a coppice. Now it's been allowed to grow big, and only the very top of it, which is just out of the picture, you can kind of see through this hole here, only the top of it is maintained with normal ANSI standard cuts up there. And then finally, down at the bottom of the slope are trees that are pretty much untouched because they either lean out or they'll never really impact the view. And there's not a boathouse or structure down here, so we can just let those kind of topple over, and in the meantime they'll lean out and provide cover for fish. So those are kind of the four zones on a hillside. The untouched area, frequently it's untouched, and we've got the slightly managed trees low on the slope. We've got pollarded trees farther up the slope, and then coppice trees very near the top of the slope. And then at the very top of the slope and slightly over the top edge, we have hedged or sheared, pruned vegetation. And this seems to work very, very well.